Hello again. Yes, a few sleepless nights, I imagine, for some team owners as they try to plot Ferrari's downfall. Perry McCarthy isn't asleep. He always looks like that. And he's joined by journalist Jeremy Hart. Jeremy, no laughing matter, the main talking point, and that's Minardi's withdrawal. 2 wings yesterday, another wing today. Are you surprised?
Not at all. It was the only decision to take. I mean, I can't believe it took as long as it did, especially once the rear wing had gone, because twice they lost the front wing, once on each car, and then Mark Webber lost the rear wing as well today. And very sensible decision by Paul Stoddart. Very hard decision to pull both cars out of the race.
Well, this is this morning's incident. Webber getting out very quickly, Perry. Why is he so keen to get out of that car?
Natural instinct, just in case anybody is following you. You don't want to be around for when they hit you. And the second thing is that, you know, you want to be away from something that's let you down, basically. You can see by Mark waving his arm that he's not happy. He's had another car failure. He's out there trying as hard as he can, and he knows that this is probably going to spell the end. It's frustration.
Don't forget, he's at the end of a mile-long straight where the cars are nudging 200 miles an hour. It's not a safe place to sit around. I'd get out pretty quickly too.
So Minardi out, but would there have been pressure from other teams to say, look, we're not sure about your car and we're worried about the safety of our drivers?
Yeah, we heard this morning from Eddie Irvine and from David Coulthard, both saying that in their minds that Minardi should pull out, and I'm sure a lot of the other team principals would have voiced their opinions as well, although, to be honest, there's nothing that they could do in terms of actually forcing Minardi's hand. The only people that could have done that are the FIA. OK, let's hear what the Minardi team have to say.
I think the toughest decision a team owner or a team ever has to make is to withdraw its cars on safety grounds. That's exactly what we're doing today, sadly. Although we are confident that the front wing failure on Mark's car yesterday was viewing the tapes, clearly an accident as opposed to a failure. The incident today on Mark's car has left the team feeling that we have no other option other than to withdraw from this afternoon's race. The failure occurred along a stress line on the rear wing, and this is a stress line that this rear wing has ran in every race, not this particular one, but this design of rear wing has ran both in testing and every race this year without any problems whatsoever. The actual part concerned on Mark's car today was a brand new manufactured part fitted to the car this morning, and it's clear to see the failure is along this stress line. Now, although we have other brand new rear wings here, and although we have another earlier design of rear wing that does not incorporate those rivets, we feel, although we're confident we could have run this afternoon very safely, that given the circumstances it would have been irresponsible to do so until we've had time to take these parts back to the factory and to totally analyse every aspect of this failure and prepare fully for the Austrian race in 2 weeks' time. So sadly, we are withdrawing.
Mark Webber, very trying 2 days. Yesterday the front wing, today the rear wing. Talk us through both of those incidents.
Well, the front wing was probably worse for me, I mean, because it went under the front of the chassis, obviously. The guys did an amazing job to get the front wing prepared for today's race. I was absolutely confident that that was going to be sweet, you know. But today's rear wing was a shock for the team, because that's done the first lot of Grand Prix. So totally from left field for us this morning. And on that grounds, you know, we can't race. We don't have enough time to analyse, to adjust things, and, you know, like Paul said, with other cars on the circuit, in the interest of our safety as well, and all the other guys, we can't do the Grand Prix. So it's a no-brain decision.
But when the front wing went yesterday and it went under your front wheels and the front of the car came up, did you start having visions of the 2 somersaults you did at Le Mans with Mercedes several years ago?
The car didn't come up that high. I didn't feel it, you know. But on the TV, it looked a lot higher than what I felt in the car. So yeah. But I know these cars don't have flat bottoms, so it's a lot safer in terms of that.
But how about the rear wing? And when it came off, did you feel it go immediately? You talked earlier about a gust of air down your back. It seemed quite strange. Can you see that in your mirrors, or you just thought something's happened and then you hit the brakes? Yeah,
I mean, it looked like I was for about 3.5 seconds still flat, or about 3 seconds. As I said, I did adjust some engine positions right at that time, which was amazing. And yeah, so in the braking area, yeah. See you later.
Yeah. but you feel now that you're safe, you're okay, confident for the next race, things will be fine, and you can put it behind you.
Yeah, I can put it behind me. I mean, it's there's going to be so much emphasis on correcting this issue. So these are the best boys in the business in making things to the limit and also helping things and making things potentially bulletproof. So that'll be good.
Okay, shame to miss you this afternoon. Thanks for talking to us.
Cheers.
Thanks indeed. Well, we're joined now by Peter Windsor at the Minardi pit, where I gather, Peter, or I suppose it's all a bit quiet.
Absolutely right, Matt. Yes, it's very quiet here. The boys just packing up, ready to go home. Obviously, an air of resignation here from all the guys on the floor here in the garage. They work very hard, and of course they can't really take any responsibility for any of this. But to me, as I said before the warm-up this morning, it was very clear that Minardi should not be running after the failures they had yesterday, and sadly that was proved to be the case. Very lucky that Mark wasn't hurt, that's all I can say. But one has to reflect on Paul Stoddard. He's a guy of enormous vision and drive, but the Austrian Grand Prix last year, I was chatting to him saying that there was a very good senior engineer on the loose available who perhaps he should be talking to, and wanted to offer him his phone number. And he said, no, we're a team, we don't want a chief engineer, we don't want a chief designer, we've got a new way of doing things. So, you know, one has to reflect now on whether that was a mistake, I think.
Peter, we heard and we talked about this earlier when there were just the 2 front wing failures that the team had reported they weren't related. We've now got a rear wing failure with the Minardi. I think it's, you know, one can draw the conclusion that something is relating all 3 of those failures. Has Paul mentioned anything to do with outsourcing manufacturer requirements or anything?
No, he hasn't mentioned them, but as I said to you earlier this morning, in my view, if they're unrelated, that's just as serious, because there shouldn't be that number of failures on a car in such a short space of time, and it points to something a lot more serious than just a supply problem, for example. With things like carbon, as you very correctly said this morning, there are a lot of processes involved in getting it exactly right, and you only need to have one slight error in the way the bonding's done or the layup's done to have a major problem. But as I say, it could go deeper than that. It could go down right down to the design stage.
Peter, what's the feeling elsewhere in the pit? I mean, we heard from Eddie Irvine, we heard from David Coulthard a little bit earlier on that they thought that this would have been the right decision. It hadn't been made when we talked to them. What's the feeling elsewhere in the pit lane? Relief?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everybody, I think, really deep down didn't think they should even have been running this morning, and everyone's very relieved they're not running in the race.
Peter, for the time being, thanks very much.